right, well, welcome to Happy Mondays. Happy because I'm here with my great friend Brenda, and she's always
Hi.
Hi Brenda. It's also October 25th, 2021, Brisbane, Australia. So when we do ask any specific questions, and the one that I'm really interested in tonight is, probably can't see outside, but it's raining again. Now, in Brisbane recently, we've had a lot of like really short, concise supercells sweeping through the city. And Brenda, so Brenda's is my great friend and does great tarot readings, and she's recently got and I have my cat here, and she's recently got a great set of tarot cards. Okay, Brenda, tell me about the tarot cards first of all.
Okay, so look, everyone can have different tarot cards, and there's a normal standard deck that people train in, but you've normally got to find one that actually works with you and stands out for you, which you feel comfortable with. And this is the one that I have bought, which I really, really do relate to. It is created by Aleister Crowley, and it's called Thoth Tarot. And this one particular one is made by a company called AGM. Okay, so this is the one that everyone's different. See how you like these cards.
Well, I must admit,
have lots of others.
And I've had cards as well, and I've never really been good at reading tarot. But Brenda, since you got these ones, and we'll be doing this, just as something for us to sort of play with. I've been able to read them, and I'm actually quite proud of myself because I'm sounding like you. I'm actually can read the cards. So this is great. Thank you for doing this. And but you're the one with the skill. So I am interested in the Brisbane weather specifically, and I started talking about it before, which is these supercells. So what I wanted to know is and you can help me with the questions, I know, because I need to get a bit more specific. But I wanted to know is the weather being spelled? Has that been removed? Blah, blah, blah. So what's a good question?
Okay. So the way I work, just to make it clear for anybody, is that I'm very sort of, I suppose, you can learn how to do tarot cards, and you can do what I call decks, or pull out 5 cards, put them in a certain way.
So sorting spreads or something like that.
Different spreads, and I'm just trying to keep it simple. Sometimes the simplest way for me is just a 3-card or a 2-card, and let's just see what we get from it, because your intuition kicks in as well. And you do have to use your intuition on this. And whenever you read any card, it's about what you see more or less instantly, what draws out at you. Don't go and look at the words. That's probably one of the things not to do. You can do that afterwards and a bit more analysing. But the thing is to see what pops out of you, what comes in your mind. So with this weather, so I think perhaps what we do is look at what's been happening. So I think there'll be a 3 cards. What has happened to the weather in Queensland previously?
So
what is happening now?
Okay.
What is happening now? And how will... Sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say, and this is in relation to whether it's been manipulated, isn't it?
Yes.
So the question is...
Has the weather been manipulated in Queensland?
So the first card is has it been? The second one is... And the second one...
Has it been broken? How about that? Has it been broken?
Has that?
And what will come? What will the weather bring us as we go forward? Now that if it's free or however it is. So okay.
I'm going to do my the cat wants to be part of this as well. Okay.
Okay.
I know what I'm getting.
Okay. So the first question was about and that's the first card that I put up. Has the weather in Queensland have spells on them? And I've had a lot of spells just dripping all the way through. I feel like that they've tried to hold their form, but there's been too much of it, and there's just the spells have been too much for them, and they've just they've just had to sort of conform, and these spells just trip over them and control them. It's not where the clouds want to be. If we look at where they are now, oh wow, they're totally free. They can do what they want to do, which is what in their natural being, in their natural how they are.
Yes.
I just see that then they're just totally released, and they're back into their old ways. Now, the last card is where we're going to go forward. I think there's a realignment with how the clouds work with the sun and the moon, and the interaction that they do to create the weather. I believe the sun is also probably looks like it's under some sort of spells as well, and that's being opened up and that's being released. So there's just going to be a new future, a very strong future with the weather, and it will be more regular and uniform. So, Kathy, what do you see?
Well, I got yes, and then oh my god, yes, and then the last one was like structure moving forward. So the yes on the first one is in answer to the question, has it been spelled? Yes. Why? Because the first one, like what jumped out at me was just this, I guess, debauchery of slime, swamp slime. So you know how you feel like, yeah. So, and that's, you know, in relation to the weather, specifically the clouds and the storms and all of that, it's like, yes, definitely the clouds have been under a spell, under control and all of that sort of stuff. So that's why I got a yes from the first card. And I've just realised it says debauchery. Isn't it interesting? The second one was a yes. Oh my God, yes. And, you know, it's the golden statue with, you know, fountains. It's almost like fireworks. It's like, yes, we're free. Yes, we can do what we want to do. We can do what we're meant to do. Also, I get a little bit from that, specifically water. Water is a cleansing agent, as we know, because you can, you know, there's lots of experiments or thought experiments where you talk nicely to water and then feed it to a plant, the plant grows healthy, or you be nasty to water and then you feed it to a plant and the plant dies. So I actually get a lot of that coming from the clouds as well. The last one was a little bit of a, yes, things are going to be more organised and predictable in the future. And I actually had forgotten the question when I first saw that, and that's how I got, yes, it's going to be organised, it's going to be straightforward, things are going to go as they should do.
Yeah.
So
how would the weather handle in the future? How is things going to, you know, how is basically what's happening to the clouds and the weather in the future?
Yes, so it's basically, actually the first thing I got when I saw that card is, you know, the Cupid taking the bow and arrow.
Yes.
So it's I mean, if you extrapolate on that in relation to the question, it's, yes, it's, you know, that love energy coming together of the sun and the moon, the dark and the light, everything. So the weather's going to, specifically the clouds and rain and things like that, is going to help just bring everything together. So that's a great reading, Brenda. You're just so brilliant at pulling cards. I had another question if we've got time.
Yep. No, let's talk about the next question. What's the next question you've got for me there?
One thing I forgot to mention to everybody, and you can go back on the video, and what do you get from the clouds, from those cards? So the cards were pulled specifically for Brisbane, Australia, but, you know, maybe in your, wherever you are, they had meaning to you as well. Like Brenda said, is take the first thoughts forwards when you do it. So Brenda, my second question that I'd like to look into, I'm curious about, you know, in these times, interesting times, we got, you know, the jab, other things going on. So now I've forgotten my question, but it's about all of these alternative remedies, how they can help and support you through this time. So maybe you can help me with a question.
Did you want to do a question specifically around whether or not the alternative remedies generally can help with, can the alternative remedies that are out there, because there's quite a few, can help with the jab? So, or whether you want to look at one particular remedy, because I think well, there's quite a few out there. There's, you know, people talking about pine pollen tea, MMS. There's a lot of because not everybody can get the real
because
ivermectin.
you hear about these ones that can help either prevent you get it or support you if you do get it. But look, I'd probably be interested in those alternative remedies that you were talking about. So maybe 2 or 3 that are specifically easily available, like the MMS, which is and
sodium.
You say the pollen tea.
So the pine tea is the latest one that people are saying to drink pine tea. It will help clear and cleanse.
Okay, well then
we could just ask a simple yes or no. How about we do it for free? You know, one of them that I use quite a bit is now I've forgotten the name of it.
MMS, the chlorine dioxide.
Yeah, MMS is chlorine dioxide.
Yep. Okay, so the first one's MMS, chlorine dioxide.
Okay, and then we can ask about the pine. Pine tea. Let's go for pine tea because there are different versions of getting the pine tea, and the one that I get, which I'm going to have to actually look in the cupboard now because I can't even remember the name of the damn thing. Diatomaceous earth. How's that?
Okay, so we'll ask it in specifically in helping with clearing any jab toxins out of you. Yes. And we acknowledge that some jabs may just be simply vitamin C shots and some jabs may have a whole heap of crap in them. So the question is about, in this day and age, you get a jab, there's 3 things we're going to ask a yes, no answer question on, and it's about whether or not the first one is MMS.
Pine tea.
Okay, the first one's pine tea.
Yep, and then MMS, which is...
And then MMS, and then diatomaceous earth. So pine tea.
Yeah.
Pine tea. So yes, no, does pine tea help?
Okay, so I'm just pulling out one for pine tea. Did you want all 3 showing up at the same time, or do you want...
Let's do one at a time. Just go pine tea.
Okay. All right. So this is what I've got for pine tea. Okay. And I go, wow, pine tea. Pine tea just seems to be, look, it's a yes. It's a definite yes, because normally we associate the yes source with a definite yes. But I feel like it just explodes and just really helps, just opens everything up in the body.
Yeah, look, I get a yes from that one as well. It's a bright shining card. It's almost like, hell yes. I'm here to help you. And look, even the sword's green, so pine tree. I know.
Yeah.
I know trees aren't necessarily green, but
yeah. I did start researching into pine tea today, and the types of pine needles that you can get. And apparently not all pine needles are good. So you've got to make sure you get the right type. So everyone can research it up. It's just not yes. There are bad pine needles which are not good for you, and they're good ones. So I think if you live in, say, north of the earth, where it's a bit more of a wintry weather, especially in in Canada or North America, you're going to, most of the time, you'll get the right sort of pine needles. But for us down in Australia, especially in Brisbane with our tropical weather, we might have to go to the botanical gardens to find them.
So if we see a group of us all hunting around the botanical gardens, we'll know, oh, yes, you've watched this video.
Yes, that's it. Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so let's look at the
MMS
and it's called...
Chlorine dioxide.
No, chlorine dioxide, that's the name of it, yes. It's a horrible, smelly stuff, but hey, you know, sometimes we just have to...
Well, it's interesting, like sodium and potassium are 2 things that are really good for your cells, and oftentimes they're found with the chlorine molecule.
I can put that in a bit and give you a bit more depth there.
Cool. So does it help?
Okay, so this one, does it help? Yes, it fights in a different way. I think it's a, from what I can tell, yes, it fights, but it's a little bit of more, perhaps, can be a bit more aggressive than the pine needle. And it's, it takes a little bit longer.
Yeah, well, that's I sort of got a yes the second I saw the card, but then I sort of felt, well, it's actually not a yes, it's like it's more of it's a defensive thing as a protection and then defending. So so I got it as a yes, but yeah, like you said, takes longer. But yeah, I got it as just more defensive, that one. So
I think also if you haven't got your health up in the first place, if you don't keep your healthy, if you're not living and eating healthy anyway, it makes it harder to actually go through that clearing process.
Yeah. But it looks like there's a mirror or something there. So it's like, yes, if you get through it, it'll help you. But I'd be going for the pine needle based on the cards.
Yes. Okay, well, let's try the Diatomaceous earth. Yes, which is quite cheap to buy in Australia. You just have to make sure you get the food grade. It doesn't matter which type, as long as it says food grade Diatomaceous earth. And it goes on the plants too. You know, it's used for so many things. But it, yeah.
And yes, it is sand, people. So diatomaceous arc or silica dioxide, as if you pick up that way.
Here we go.
Interesting.
And I think the answer is yes. It funny enough, I'm looking through it and I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, oh look, that looks like the spine. And I see it as if it goes down. It's probably not more the spine, but probably more of your gut. It will go through your gut and will clear your gut out.
Cleanse your gut, yeah.
It's like a sparkling thing, and that's what Diatomaceous earth does. It takes away toxins and chemicals from your
it's like a scrubber for your intestine.
It is,
really, isn't it? Yeah.
Yes.
Look, yeah. I got a yes from that too, but the thing that I saw down the middle,
and look, it's taken away a worm.
I was just going to say the thing I saw down the middle was not a spine, but I got the word parasite straight away.
Oh, and, cool.
Yeah, so interestingly enough, the reason ivermectin works is because it takes parasites out of your body. So so I got the word parasite straight away when I saw that, and then behind it, like you said, is you saw that sort of sparkly thing. Now diatomaceous earth, the structure of it is quite crystalline, diatomaceous earth. So so the cards have been a really great look. They've shown almost what the product we were talking about as well, and
yes,
that's absolutely brilliant what you've done there. Now, people watching, is you can ask your own questions. If you want more information on the deck that Brenda's got, I'll post it with the video. But Brenda, just for those people at home and me who's forgotten, can you please tell us the name of the cards you got again?
Okay, yes, Aleister Crowley.
Yep.
Just come up here. Let's have a look. See if I can bring that up there. Aleister Crowley, Thoth Tarot.
Tarot, cool. Okay, so for those,
and they took. Yeah, if you look into the history of it, it took Aleister Crowley at least 5 years to create the cards with the right look, feel, and design to what he was seen as somebody who was quite intuitive.
Yeah,
so
brilliant. I love them personally. Like,
yes,
I don't want to get them at the moment because you're just so great at reading them. So
yeah, and I just love them too. So anyway,
yeah. Well, anyone watching this, what do the cards tell you? And to our question. So
put it in the comments below, because I'd love to hear what people got from it as well. And
cool.
Let's help them.
Okay, we'll catch you next Monday at Happy Mondays. Bye all.
Happy Mondays, everyone.